What's up, everybody? It's Stocks for Real. We're going to keep this video real short and sweet, okay? We're going to recap the stock options we got into last week, and then we're going to drop 2 more options for you this week. Let's get into it. So let's talk about it. All right. So last week, what did we look at? We looked at DraftKings, and then we also looked at silver. DraftKings was a little bit of a lag. I know a lot of people were getting stopped out of that one, but you had to pay attention to price action. If you did that, and then you stuck to the levels, and you probably ran that play up, the put option up about 30%. I got in and got up about 45%, but that's because at the top of um, the price, I seen like a reversal candle or a retracement candle. So I was able to hop in, get on that leg down, and then I believe it continued to go down. So there was a lot more money to be made, even if you just stuck to the levels that I posted the other day. Silver, we constantly hit on silver. So it is what it is. You either got 20% or you got 200%. But either way, let me know if you ate, and just leave it in the comments. I apologize in advance. I'm not feeling the best, but we're going to get through this because I'm committed and I said I was going to do this. All right, so let's go. All right, so as you can see, we have a couple plays, right? I did change a couple things with the layout. The layout's the same. However, you'll see on the side here, you'll see Sofi and you'll see Chewy versus the definitions of the trader types I'm targeting right now. Okay, so I did that for a reason. And the main reason is because down below, you already see what those mean. So for those that are new, we have the Minnows, the Dolphins, and the Orcas, okay? The Minnows are the newer traders trying to get into options trading, don't know a lot about what's going on. They're just getting their feet wet, trying to get comfortable, not willing or ready to drop a bag in this trading right now because you just don't know what's going on. You're just trying to figure everything out. So most of the trades for you guys will be the contract size will be under $50. Okay. Now the Dolphins, those are more for the intermediate traders. The traders that's been around the block a little bit, they have a little bit more of a larger size. They understand risk management a little bit better. They can then therefore take on more risk, right? These traders are typically those that are trying to now grow their accounts, right? You might have gone through the process of paying the tuition as the Minnows are probably doing, and now you're on that S curve. You're on your way up now because now you understand how the options game works, how to properly use your risk management and stop losses and make money, right? So now we're just trying to pay off that tuition we already paid, right? So I kind of fall in that category as well. And then you have your orcas, your whales, your sharks, okay? These are the people that has been around the block for a long time. They might be master traders, and maybe they just have an ear to the ground and they're just looking for some new plays just because, right? And you understand risk a little bit more, and then you can drop a little bit more of a bag on plays that you like, right? A lot of you guys, for one, I recommend everybody do their own due diligence. This is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell anything. I'm using live stocks with live examples to which you can trade. I will trade them personally, but that's all I can say. If for any reason, if a play doesn't go your way and you lose the bag or you blow an account, that's on you, okay? You have to be responsible for your own portfolio. You have to use your stop loss and understand your risk management, okay? So we won't win every trade, but so far we're winning every trade. The last trade that's left of the ones that I posted is AMC, right? Which I posted on Instagram that I have 10 contracts right now for AMC call options. Okay, so if you're in it, you're in it. I think I'm down like 1%, but a dollar cost average into that play because I'm pretty confident that AMC is just going to go on a rocket. But that's just me. I've already ran AMC up from $250 to $11,000. So I think we can do it again given this new GameStop craze. But this isn't what that video is about. This video is about. That was the recap. Recap is done. Now let's get into what we have right now. Okay, what we have in front of you is Chewy and Sofi. Now, Sofi, if you guys have been rocking with me for a long time, you understand that Sofi is not for the faint of heart, especially if you're a stockholder or a long-term investor. You know you've been on an emotional roller coaster for some time now, right? So for anybody that's new that's getting into Sofi, I say tread cautiously because you just never know. Sofi could go to sleep. SoFi could get great news and then actually go the opposite direction and then just tank. The short sellers are just in charge right now with what over it's 180 million. I don't. It's a lot of shares held short by the short sellers. Okay, so I'll double check that. I used to be a finger on the pulse, but now I just don't care. Now I just understand how SoFi moves, and I just move accordingly, and I make money with them. Okay, I am a shareholder. I have thousands of shares of SoFi and in a separate account, and then I also trade SoFi. And when I trade SoFi, I share with the community, and we typically run it up for a couple 100%. It's never pennies typically with SoFi. All right, so we're gonna get into that now. You see that it shows SoFi earnings, and I am playing SoFi earnings, and I always do it 30 days in advance at minimum, because prior to the 30 days, there's just so much inconsistency as far as what the direction of the stock. Okay, you just get scared out of your position, and I've already made that mistake before, and I recently made it back in March. March, I bought a call option, um, a $10 call option, expecting some great news from the earnings, and I think it was earnings, but I'm negative, I'm down, right? And I just held through because I had a lot of time. It's a 2025 contract, but I'm down 70% on that. So shame on me for not using the stop loss. However, at the same time, I kind of went in with the mindset of all or nothing. So it was what it was. 3 contracts, $300. So it's something like that was what I have in it. So anyway, that still has room to breathe. If it happens, it happens, whatever. Okay. But for you guys, I got something for you. So right now, sorry. So right now, SoFi closed at $7.95. Okay. Now, if you were following me on Instagram, I did identify that SoFi would likely stay between $7.90 and $8. And the reason for that is because they were trying to shut out all the contracts. The market makers were trying to make sure that people were not getting paid. Because if you looked at the options that were expiring Friday, it was for, I want to say $8 and $8.50 or something like that. And by the 0-day zero DTE, right? That $8 contract was worth like a penny. So the market makers and the short sellers control the stock the entire day, right? They kept it pretty much under $8. Now, SoFi is in a weird position. Okay, I'm supposed to make this quick, and I want to get to the point here. When you see the chart, let's get into the charts. When you see the charts, you understand that we have um, identified an uptrend. We have a higher high and a higher low, right? On top of that, we also have the stock trading above the EMAs, right? And also all the EMAs are pointing upward, right? Which is all bullish signs. We're also above the POC for SoFi. So there's a lot of things going well there. However, right, there's a well there because I have more than 3 confirmations that SoFi is in a bullish position and could be heading up. However, you got to take the short sellers into consideration with SoFi, and you have to understand that there's more to the charts than you think with this company. You always have to think the downside with SoFi, and the downside right now, you can see that that brown box, right? That's a low volume no box, which acts as a support or resistance, right? It fell below that and closed below that box, which is a sign of weakness. Above that is a level of supply, right? That means that all the sellers are there, right? All the buying has been exhausted, and now they're just trying to sell off, which was around $8 in, I want to say just over $8. Okay, so anyway, two things can happen. Well, A, SoFi could go up and retake 812 and then 821. If it breaks through that, then it'll continue upward. But I don't see that happening because of just how this stock is manipulated. All signs say it should do that, but I don't think it will. What I think is more likely to happen is that SoFi is going to fall down to retouch and retest the ascending line of support that you see in the chart, which is that white line, right? That would get you around the $7.21 area. At worst, $7 is where SoFi could fall. So you can see the levels that I have for you here. The entry point is $7.21. Now, it could fall below $7.21, but that would just be my first target. This is going to be a leap, right? Which means that I'm likely to dollar cost average into this play leading into earnings. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have X amount of money. It could be $500, it could be $1,000, it can be $3,000, whatever it is. And I'm going to make my initial investment in that options trade at 721. And then I'm going to break up the amount of money total that I want to put into this play over the course of the next 25 days or so, okay, leading into earnings. So every day I would be buying this options contract for SoFi, okay? So that is my plan. Now, if it falls to 721, it very well could fall to $7, okay? Which we would be looking for it to find support above that level. Now you can notice right now you see a hammer, a red hammer at the bottom of this uptrend, right? That's them trying to shake people out, and I can see that happening again. Okay, so just know my I'm buying SoFi, but my stop loss is going to be about $6.55, and then from there I'm watching price action to look for re-entry because I don't think SoFi is about to bleed out. There's just too much positive going on with the company, and it just doesn't make sense for it to fall anywhere below that. Okay, at minimum you're looking at $6.36. Okay, but I don't think it's going there. If it does, it does. I'm ready for the ride up at that point. Then if SoFi just tanks for some reason and there's nothing fundamentally different with the company, then of course by that point I would have already been out of my position. But best believe I'm looking to load the boat prior to earnings if that were to happen before earnings. Okay, so first target for SoFi, again, assuming that we're going to fall to $7.21, my first target is going to be $8, okay, because that is a known level of resistance. Okay, it's been really hard to break above $8 and hold it. And then my next target is going to be $12.76. Now, understand that technically the next leg for from $8 is $8.21. Write it down, $8.45, and then we're looking at $8.68 and then $9. Okay, so I believe that if we're moving up and we're finding support above $8 and there's a lot of strength, then I think that we are just gonna blow through a lot of these levels that I just stated. That's why I just bypassed it. Essentially, you take profits when you think you've made enough. If you have to ask the question, should I take profits? Then there's probably a good time for you to trim your position. If not at all, just get out of the position because you're going to slap yourself if you are up 100% and then it just tanks on you and you're down 10%, right? Like that just be careful because it happens to the best of us, okay? So the contract that I'm looking at for SoFi is the $10 call option expiring March 21st, 2025. The reason why I didn't do January is because there's so many people going for January and I'd rather have more room. I'm very, very patient when it comes to this stock. I am willing to wait a month or 2 months or whatever it takes for this for the stock to feed me, right? Because what could happen is when earnings comes, it could tank, right? On great news. It's just what happens with SoFi. But that is a liquidity grab. And then a couple weeks later, on a rocket, right? It's just very manipulated. So just be careful and know what you're doing before you get in bed with SoFi, okay? So that's the contract I'm looking to dollar cost average into. I might even take a position pretty soon in market open, depends on where we are. Just a small one, just to have skin in the game, just in case it doesn't fall and just takes off, okay? But pay attention to your price action, do your due diligence, and you got it, right? So the next one on the list is Chewy, ticker symbol CWHY, okay? Now, hopefully I said that right. CHWY. Sorry if I did that wrong. I'm sorry I have it wrong on here. CHWY. My apologies. But if anybody's been rocking with me for a while, Chewy, you already know that we've been covering Chewy since it was falling to $15. I made several videos on Chewy. Please check it out because all that information I posted on Chewy is very, very much so relevant right now. And it could help you determine whether or not it's a company you want to invest in or just do a trade in or play the options. Okay. So as of right now, Chewy confirmations. We're in an uptrend, higher highs and higher lows. We broke above and through a known level of resistance, right, at $29.49. And we came back to retest that level. And it looks like we might be finding support here. Okay, so those are very, very good indicators that Chewy might be on um, a strong movement towards the upside. The red bars or the red boxes that you see are levels of resistance. Okay, these are low volume nodes that it needs to break through. Low volume nodes typically access resistance if it's above or support if it's below where the price action is. But either which way, if you zoom out on Chewy, you understand that this thing fell to $15, and that was just a couple months ago and now it's already back to $30. Absolutely insane. If you rode that wave, congratulations. I still am a shareholder of Chewy since $15. So I'm 100% up on my money. I did trim that trade position once we hit about $24 or something like that because the economy, you just never know where things are going. So I just rather take some money off the table, keep it in my pocket, and then see where I'm going to place it next. Okay. So anyway, that's Chewy. Chewy, we're looking to enter around 29.49. So essentially that level is key. For as long as the price action shows that we have strength above that, we're solid. Now, if it falls below 29.49, in my opinion, you're probably better off just cutting it right away. I might just do that. I am a little bit more of a risk taker, so um, my percentage loss might be 30%, whereas yours might be 10% on this play. Okay, so just know what you're willing to do, and you'll be all right. But I'm likely to let it go to the bottom of that green box, which is the bottom of the low volume node, and then hope that it shows some strength and buyers are there to push it up. And I would love to just see a long wick, bottom wick, um, at that ascending line of support. Okay, so that's what I'm kind of looking at right there. First, so the stop loss for that is 28.51. The first target for take profit is 32.69. And then your second take profit is 35.50. The contract we're looking at is going to be the Chewy $30.50 call option that expires October 18th. Okay, and it's $120. Now, of course, Anything over $50 is a Dolphin play. Anything under $50 is a Minnow play. But again, that doesn't mean that a Minnow can't play a Dolphin play, or whale or shark, an Orca can't play a Dolphin play or a Minnow play. It's okay. Just as long as you understand the risk, you're good to go. And make sure you have a cash account, because these trades that I'm giving you, I'm giving them to you in my swing trade account. So that means that I don't intend to buy and sell these in the same day. Every one of these that I'm showing you so far is a buy and hold for more than 24 hours. Okay, just a heads up. So that's what I got for you. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let's talk about it. I am so close to 1,500 followers or subscribers. So if you can help me by hitting the like button so the algos can help me out, and then also hitting the subscribe button, that'd be very, very appreciated. And I think I need a couple more viewing hours just to get monetized. So that was never the goal. This was just supposed to be a virtual journal, and it's just turned into a little bit more. So here we are. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Take care.